Howdy, folks! Since our short today is about trains, I decided to dig out my old toy set. Let's see here. I've got, the engine, and I've got the coal car, and I've got the freight car, and I've got... That's it. I know the caboose was in here when I found it. Where did it go? Bye!
You yodeled?
The caboose for my train was in this box when I found it, but now it's missing.
Come again?
I said my caboose is missing!
Then how do you sit down?
You stole my caboose just to make that joke, didn't you?
No, Flicker did. You just called me first. Ha 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 ha!
Our short for today is called This Is My Railroad, and you're welcome to it. This is my railroad. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Dedicated to all the men and women forced to grin and bear it while being screamed at by entitled, unpleasable passengers.
Huh, never seen a guy with two last names before.
Wonder if he's related to Clint Walker. They're prepping the telephone pole harvest.
There's something about a railroad and something about railroading that's different from any other calling beneath the sun.
Is it the
Something
trains?
inside a man and the way he thinks about his job and the pride he feels in his own performance. It rides the motor car across a stretch of open track with a band of men on their way to work.
Jeez, Frank's narrating the commute
Beside them in
again.
the silent desert, where the only sound is the sound of their tools and their voices. It walks with the man who works alone, marches with thousands who work together. For these are railroad people, a breed of their own.
Subjugated and
The men and
scorned.
women who run the railroad, working with paper, with
Ow.
forges,
Ow.
lathes, and presses,
Ow.
truing the wheels, tending the signals, throwing the switches,
Passing the time away.
handing out supplies, helping with the baggage, serving the food, selling the tickets,
Losing the luggage.
building a fence, a bridge, a roadbed, using a shovel, a crane, a transit, a typewriter,
One of these things is not like the others.
making up the trains, running the trains, maintaining the trains.
Making out with the trains.
This is my railroad.
I got it at a garage sale.
100,000 men and women working together to serve one purpose: to keep a railroad running.
Kind of short, but... Oh.
In the beginning, there was nothing. No rail, no roadbed, no rolling stock. Nothing but untouched wilderness.
Then they built the interstate.
But in the wilderness was also a promise. The promise of a Western empire which could make one nation as wide as a continent
And as shallow as a
it could be
puddle.
bound together with bands of steel. Where few men had dared to walk, a path was cleared. Out of the rock, out of the earth, and through the virgin forest.
Death and destruction came.
Ties were hewed. Rail was laid, bolted, and spiked down.
You're doing a bad job of making this sound like a good thing.
When the last spike was driven, our first trains moved across the continent.
Spreading soot and guzzling resources.
Up and over 7,000 feet of mountain barrier.
Up the
walked
side
the
of Mount
river's
Crumpet.
clutches, and into the heart of the Western Empire. A nation now was joined together, a nation scarcely born, yet reaching for its destiny.
And falling on its face.
As the West and Southwest grew, so did the railroad. Until today, those rails which once bravely spanned the mountain have become an interlocking network, binding together the far west, the southwest, and the south.
And Utah.
Linking them in turn with the mid-continent, and through many connecting lines, hauling traffic across the nation. Hauling the products of the forest, lumber from the Siskiyous, the Cascades, the Sierra,
And the Lucas
from
Arts.
New Mexico, Texas, and Louisiana. Hauling the products dug from the earth, the metals, the oil. Hauling the products of the soil, fruits and vegetables from the garden spot of the nation, transported to distant cities as if distance were non-existent.
To rotten fridges somewhere back east.
Hauling the products of the factory, fashioned into the shape of things our people need.
Like cars to replace all those annoying trains.
Hauling the people of a free nation. A people free to move and travel at their will without answering to any man.
Sally, get your butt on the train!
This is my railroad.
I got the
A
deluxe set.
service performed by 100,000 men and women who share a common pride, knowing how to run a railroad.
Well, that was it. Oh.
Well, railroading's quite a job, and it seems to be getting bigger all the time.
Wait a couple decades.
All along our lines, we keep getting more people. Don't ask me where they come from, but they keep right on coming.
Well, you see, when two teenagers get drunk in the back of a car...
And behind those people, we keep getting more business and industry. Each day in the last 25 years, a new industry large enough to need a rail connection has sprung up along our line.
Don't ask me where they come from, either.
Since the end of World War II, that rate has doubled. 2 new industries a day, turning out goods that have to be delivered to somebody, somewhere, all over the country.
Well, that's an odd-looking train.
So it's no wonder we can't ever say a railroad's really built.
It's hatched.
We're always adding to it, and always rebuilding it. For instance, as traffic increases, we keep laying bigger and heavier rail to carry the heavier loads. Replacing rail isn't a complicated job, till you remember you can't hold up traffic.
No matter how many people get
Our
run
boys
over.
Work it out, though. The fellows down the line pass the word along when a train's coming.
Damn spam calls. False alarm!
We make a temporary joint, move our equipment out of the way, and the train goes right on through.
Turning Johnson and Michaels into a
It's
red
work,
paste on the rails.
And the train has to slow down a little, but
Yes,
traffic
it's me,
keeps
the one
on
that's
moving.
waving!
The speed at which we can run our trains depends only partly on the power of the locomotive.
It also depends on the shot
Depends
composition.
even more on the weight of the rail and the curves and gradients of the track. We always try for a straight and level line. But the contours aren't always made to order.
Sometimes they're off
We
the
have
rack.
to fit our railroad to the contours. So when we have to build a curve, we try to make it as gentle as we can.
Filmed on
one
location at
stretch of track,
Entertainment
the
Junction.
Tehachapi Loop, it wasn't quite so easy. We had to swing our curve all the way around, so one end of the train actually passes over the other.
I can see my caboose from here!
We have to carry passengers and freight even when there's a mountain where we want a canyon, or a canyon where we want a mountain.
Or verse versa.
So we move the earth around, that's all. Cut it away from one place and fill it in another.
Screw you, nature!
Cut and fill.
Carve and till,
That's the
there's a
basic
lot here to destroy.
Where a cut would be too deep, we drive a tunnel through. Where a fill would be too great, we build a trestle or viaduct.
Okay, why a duck?
Carry our trains on stilts. In order to cut across the Great Salt Lake, we had to build a trestle 12 miles long. We put a roadbed right across the water.
Then that one sunk, so we built a second one.
And we engineer our bridges. Sometimes we build a small one. Sometimes we build a high one.
And forget to replace the
like
blue
the
screen.
Pecos River Bridge in Texas. There are more than 10,000 bridges, viaducts, and trestles.
Okay, why a
on
duck?
lines. It's a lot of work to build a railroad. and the work is never done. What you build, you have to maintain.
Then what's the point?
Maintaining a railroad takes a lot of material.
And payments to the mob.
Our supply trains are always on the move, carrying that material to every point in the system. It takes a lot of equipment, and some of it very technical.
And Technicolor.
Like the rail detector car, which can see right inside the steel rails, looking for flaws no human eye could ever see.
This one hasn't been flossing.
But mostly, maintaining a railroad takes a lot of men, and those men have to know their jobs. When the weather's fine and the sun is out,
They go flower
it isn't
picking.
too difficult. But when the weather changes, the job gets a little more complicated.
Say hi to Blake for me. It's a twister! It's a twister!
When the wind whips up a desert sandstorm, we've got a real fight on our hands. That tearing sandblast can wear the hard steel rail faster than the trains that run on it.
So we must stop
It
the
can bury
wind.
the rails, block the switches, and even stop the trains. So, our men must fight it.
Which is where we get the phrase
This
pound
is no
sand.
easy way to make a living, but railroad men can take it, working as steadily as the wind itself, for as long as the wind keeps blowing.
Where's Rudolph when you need him?
Like I say, it's quite a lot of work to run a railroad.
The end? Blast it.
Who are these people who run the railroad? Who keep the railroad running?
What are you asking us for? It's your
They're a
railroad.
plain and friendly people living in the cities, towns, and rural districts of 8 states.
Here's that cup of cyanide you
Living among our
wanted.
friends and neighbors, whose patronage of the railroad gives us the work by which we earn our living. We in turn contribute to the communities in which we live. We pay our taxes,
Yes, even Slugworth here.
take an active part in community life, and buy from merchants up and down the streets of 1,000 towns.
Just like you humans.
We're members of clubs, women's clubs and service clubs.
And Turkey and Swiss
And
clubs.
members of sports clubs, too, both as players and as spectators. We all have fun, don't we, Bub?
Get out of my face!
Yes, we're a plain and friendly people, we who run the railroad.
Unless you cross us.
We who run the railroad in sun and storm, in summer and in winter,
But not spring or fall.
in order to carry the people and the products of a nation, so that one man may exchange his goods with other men, and they in turn with him, in the working pattern of a free economy.
It's the circle of capitalism.
It's still not over.
We haul a lot of stuff, all right, but getting it to the right place at the right time isn't just a matter of hooking a lot of cars together and running them over the line. Every train has to be made up according to a carefully worked out plan.
Or it'll just ruin the whole ensemble.
So naturally, we think our end of the job in the railroad yards is an important part of railroading.
Yeah, everyone's
That's
just
where the
so
trains are put
important.
together. All along the line, cars come into these yards to be routed and rerouted to their destinations. In the yards, we sort them and shuffle the individual cars into new trains. Some will go north, others south or east or west.
Where can I forget her best?
In the most modern yards, it works like this. The engineer of the switch engine pushes the cars up the slope of a man-made little hill we call the hump.
Which means every day is hump day.
Never say that
When
in
the
my
yardman
presence
pulls the
again.
coupling pin, the car rolls by itself down an easy grade.
Wood shop?
To see that it doesn't roll too fast, the operator in the first tower sets a control. And down on the track, the wheels of the car get an electronic squeeze to slow it down.
By tiny metal Ithorian
It's still
heads.
a little too fast, so another control is set, and a second set of squeezers brings it down to proper speed. Now, the operator in the next tower takes over and sends it to the right track to join up with other cars slated for the same destination. It has to be handled just right. Maybe there's furniture in that car, or maybe a load of dishes.
Or a bunch of
If it
hobos.
rolls down the hump too fast, it'll hit like a head-on collision. It's got to come in real easy. Right to the coupler like a
The
cushion.
cars are now ready to mate.
That's what you might call a push-button railroad. But it still takes a good man to run it. And a good team on the ground to back him up.
Wish we had those.
Where one man's job ends, another man's takes over.
This is called a
As
shift
the newly
change.
made-up trains pull along the throat track to the departure yard, a yard clerk calls in the number of each car to the yard office.
SP 58228, PFE 178693.
Slow down!
For every train we make up in the yard, we make up a train on paper, too. By keeping a record of their movements, we know where any shipment is anywhere along our lines at any time.
Thanks to these bouncing dipsticks.
On automatic machines, we cut a card for every car in every train. The cards are routed through other machines that automatically cut teletype tapes
To repair torn teletypes.
and dispatch a copy of each card to as many as 60 different offices which may be interested in the train. Later, at junction points across the continent, the progress of each car will again be teletyped ahead. With the aid of automatic equipment and electronics,
Thousands of people
railroading
are put
today
out of
has
work.
become a science. Yet all that these mechanical marvels can really accomplish is to help good men do their jobs better. The engineer in the cab can pick up his phone and, thanks to shortwave radio, talk with the conductor in the caboose a mile away as easily
If I
as
have
they
to
were
hear about
sitting
his
side
bunions
by
one
side.
more time.
The conductor works from wheel reports, which, once made up by hand, are now made up by machine. But no machine yet devised has been able to cut off a car at its destination or switch it to the proper track.
But that doesn't stop people from trying to invent one.
No machine yet devised has ever taken the place of the brakeman's eyes as he keeps his watch over the rolling wheels of the rolling freight.
Yep, they're still there.
And no machine ever devised has taken the place of the engineer's skill as he pilots his train along the track.
Crushing
The
peanuts left
machines
and right.
help, but it still takes men to do the jobs. The engineer, highballing along at top allowable speed,
Switches to rum and
knows there
coke.
are trains ahead of him, behind him, and coming in the opposite direction. Yet he is completely confident.
That he's going to crash.
His confidence is in the men who keep him posted, the dispatchers.
Like Dave Thomas here.
On 100 miles of single track, there may be as many as 20 trains traveling in two directions and at different speeds. As trains pass a station,
Franklin
the
D.
operator
Roosevelt types a
passes
memo.
the word to the dispatcher. He checks one report against the other and transmits his orders on ahead to be picked up along the line.
I'll have a Big Bacon Classic and a baked potato.
The engineer or fireman in the engine cab picks up the orders from the top arm of the train order post, and a mile behind, a trainman latches on to a duplicate from the lower arm.
I got the brass ring!
The orders may read for the train to go right on through or to pull into a siding so another train can pass.
Ha ha, you had to
Teamwork
stop.
all the way. Good coordination and timing. And the automatic block signal system provides a safe double check.
Turkey's done.
On the busier sections of single track line, dispatchers can speed up the traffic flow with the aid of an electronic system called Centralized Traffic Control, or CTC. CTC is the dream of almost every boy and man. A railroad at your fingertips, 100 miles of track before your eyes.
Stop putting dreams in my mouth.
Out on the line, two freight trains push on toward each other on the same track.
One of them left Newark at 8:35. The other one left...
To the dispatcher miles away, they are lights on his CTC board, lights moving toward a siding. Then a flick of a remote control switch,
And a collision is inevitable.
one freight takes the siding,
Another the shingles.
the other train keeps right on rolling. With the positive control of CTC, the dispatcher's judgment cuts down delays at sidings, and often he can time his meets so perfectly that neither train must stop.
But what about the veggies?
Ah, that must... Yeah.
Yes, behind the men who run the trains are many men who help to keep them running. No man works alone, for each man's work depends on others' work.
This is called plagiarism.
Others like the shopmen. The modern conception of maintenance is to locate trouble before it happens and then keep it from happening. Shopmen call it progressive maintenance, Every locomotive, steam or diesel, passenger or freight,
Gozer's
is
in the
checked
boiler
and
again.
serviced after every run. A laboratory man can take a tiny thimbleful of lubricating oil from a diesel and turn that oil into a truth serum, which reveals the personal secrets of the locomotive.
That feels like a violation of privacy.
Trouble foreseen is trouble stopped before it happens. What might have developed into a major overhaul becomes a routine minor repair
To this giant
to a
typewriter.
delicate engine or a set of rugged wheels. Wheels wear out of true from the steady grind of steady use.
And start to go false.
Men can true up the wheels without even taking them off the engine. It takes quite a machine to handle the job and quite a man to handle the machine.
What was I doing again?
Give men with know-how the tools and machines, and there is no limit to the precision work they can turn out, from maintaining engines to rebuilding the cars those engines pull.
To wasting time
The men in
racing
the
mini
shops, like
cranes.
those at Houston, Texas, rebuilding cars is an everyday story. One by one, old wooden cars are dismantled, marched through the shop
You're
assembly
good.
line,
You're good. You're good.
and transformed into all-steel cars better than before. Yes, it's the shop men who keep them rolling.
That's not even a
We couldn't
door.
provide good service to our passengers and shippers if it weren't for these men that passengers and shippers never see.
Return of the King had fewer
The
endings than
railroad has its
this.
front men, too. The men in the stations, who are the railroad to those the railroad serves.
Hauling people on their backs.
In the smaller towns, one man alone must do the many jobs. The station agent.
We want pay or play and 10% of the
He advises
gross.
passengers and sells the tickets. Handles baggage and manages shipments. And looks after the needs of our customers and shippers.
Slowly losing the will to
He
live.
knows more about the railroad than anyone else in town, and more about the town than anyone else on the railroad.
A D minus.
He's the man who keeps the railroad humming and who keeps it human.
And who made a deal with Al Capone.
In the larger cities, it takes many people to do the many jobs, but the human side is just the same.
Loud and obnoxious.
To the passenger, who knows only what he sees with his own two eyes, the railroad is the red cap,
Who throws rocks at them.
the man who prepares his ticket, or the clerk who checks his baggage.
Or
It is
contraband.
all the men and women with whom he deals, in stations or on the trains. To a passenger, the railroad is a ticket home or a ticket to adventure, to new scenes passing by the window.
And meals
or to
fresh from the
places well
microwave.
remembered. The charm and romance of the South.
Look, Henry! Gator wrestling! Next stop!
The majestic sweep of the great Southwest.
And its endless brush fields.
The color and beauty on the shores of the Pacific.
The majesty of a bridge outside
It
out!
is beauty in unexpected places. Beauty that changes with the seasons.
Beauty that faded with the print.
Spring is the gentle season, as fragile as the blossom on the branch. Spring brings the poppy to the coastland, the yucca to the hills.
The hills are alive with the sound of
Along
yucca.
Louisiana bayous, soft colors light the water hyacinth. The year turns and the summer sun lies hot upon the land. But with the tang of autumn, the colors change upon the trees.
And gain a refreshing orange
A
flavor.
delicate tracery on the leaf. A broad brush stroke on the mountainside.
Which is soon swallowed by the darkness of seasonal depression.
The season of the burning bush gives way to the season of the silver mantle.
That was one long tunnel.
Winter brings the silent snow, the muffled brook,
Bound and
the
gagged
bough beneath
trees.
its crystal burden. The cloak lies heavy on the land, the soft white snow that sparkles in the sunlight and turns the mountain into a fairyland of white. The soft white snow which drives before the wind until it becomes deep enough to bury poles along our lines. Snow that can block our switches, tear down our wires, and challenge the progress of our train.
Boy, he did a 180.
In the Sierra, the Cascades, the Siskiyous, hundreds of miles of mountain railroad must be kept open. The trains must go through.
It's the only way to appease the elder gods and avert the end times!
When a new storm blows into the Sierra, you can be sure of just one thing.
King Graham dies again.
A battle is about to begin. A battle fought by man's mind as well as muscle, by a powerful and complex organization that has gained skill and knowledge through the years.
The Illuminati?
As the storm bears down upon us, the power of the railroad is mobilized to meet it. Extra crews are called to duty. Track crews, train and engine crews,
Terry Crews.
crews for the snow fighting equipment, railroad men who are mountain men who have fought snow all their working lives.
Like Indiana Jones here.
These men and their equipment are dispatched to strategic locations. At their battle stations, they watch and wait, knowing the call will come.
From
And
Arthur
that
Q.
when it
Bryan.
does, all our efforts will be bent in one direction, to keep the trains moving.
Calling Rotary 7205.
Oh crap, it's really happening!
Up at milepost 193.
Men and machine move in against the storm. The line must be kept open. Gold Run to Dutch Flat, Blue Canyon to Emigrant Gap, Cisco to Norden to Donner Summit and down the other side.
I wish I knew
The
what this
line
meant.
must be kept open. Dispatchers work to keep the flow of traffic moving through the mounting fury of the storm. Trains west, trains east, rotaries in both directions.
They're gonna crash! Ah!
Always on the railroad when the chips are down, the man with the shovel gets to work. Switches must be kept clear. They must be kept from freezing.
So we slow roast them over an open flame.
The trains must keep moving.
The great machine must never rest!
Somewhere on the mountain, a wire is down.
So a wire therapist is
slender wire
dispatched.
that holds the battle line together. We fall back on our radio, but we need that wire.
I'm a
When the
lineman
break is
for the
located by radar, a man
railroad.
goes out to mend it. Now fixing it becomes a personal matter between one man and the storm.
And Joe at the button factory.
Is your railroad running?
Very amusing, Stevenson.
The fight goes on. If the storm won't quit, then neither will we. When the blind white fury smothers our attack, there's only one way to beat it.
Fight dirty.
Outlast it. Sometimes when the going gets tough enough, we may have to yield a little. To
Walter
surrender
Matthau.
one track to the storm and concentrate all our work and all our equipment to keep the other track open. So we do. We put our backs into it, we keep on punching,
Who's we, booth jockey?
and the trains keep rolling through.
The not end.
At last the clouds begin to break.
Quick, get the cloud
The
glue!
wind dies, the storm has spent its anger. The snow once more is a white and silent sea, gleaming in the sun.
It's
The
whimsical.
battle is over, but not the work. Our buried wires must be dug free to safeguard communications if another onslaught comes. On the open lines of track, fast-moving flangers clear the snow from between the rails.
Ah!
But on the second track, where the storm closed us in and we made a temporary surrender, the big rotaries still have a job to do.
I think you're burning oil!
The path carved open by the rotaries
Covers
is
the other
then
track.
widened by the
Steve!
spreaders. We can push a little when we set our minds to it. Move over, snow. We've got a railroad here, and the men who know how to run it.
Anyone know how to stop this thing?
This is my railroad, and I'm proud of it.
So hands off.
You can tell what railroaders are made of when the going gets really tough.
I think they'd at least have bones and organs like the rest of us.
Yes, there's something about a railroad, and something about the railroaders who keep it running.
That nerves normal,
In sun and
folks.
storm, in summer and in winter, in order to carry the people and the products of a nation. For a railroad is more than roadbed and rolling stock. more than yards and shops and offices. A railroad is railroad people, men and women working together.
I'm a spooky
each one doing
ghost.
one job proudly.
Welcome to McDonald's. Will you be using the mobile app?
Men and women working
Even in
together.
death, I'm a
and sharing
secretary.
a common pride.
Anyone know
knowing
where we're
how to
going?
run their railroad. A heritage from the past, a service to the present.
An obsession to
a
5-year-olds
dream for the
everywhere.
future still to come.
I'm proud of you, Zeppo. Why? That whole short, you didn't make one reference to lots and lots of trains.
Damn it!
What the heck is happening in here?
Yeah, just dump the pallet of railroad ties in the flower bed. I don't mind.
I can't say I'm surprised. Irritated, but not surprised. Melvin, what are you doing?
Oh, Byron, my sweet summer child. Is it not obvious that this is going to be the first stop on the... Where is it?
Wait, what?
Ugh. Oh, no, Melvin Pacific Railroad!
You're running a railroad through our living room?
No need to thank me, Byron.
Thank you!
You're welcome. Just think of it. A modern, sleek, environmentally friendly, coal-burning mode of transportation available at your beck and call for a nominal fee. Trains are not guaranteed to run exactly on schedule. Restrictions apply.
Oh, I'm thinking of calling Flicker!
Testy, testy.
Hey, Phil, I ate the spiky things that you wanted. It's to function. Well, I was hungry.
Good. Now go outside and start hauling in the pile of wood from the flower bed.
Okay. Function, And he's gone. All right, Melvin. Either you clean up this mess and get out of here, or I will get Flicker, and you wind up outside with this on top of you.
Piffle, I say! Piffle! Even someone as lowbrow and uneducated as Flicker wouldn't dare strike a future captain of industry!
Why is there a pile of wood in my Alyssum?
Bye-bye.